And action. And great, cut.
We've gone as far as we can go with this Jedi fighting style, so we've upped the ante in this film to the max. It's going to work. When I first got the call from Rick, of course, like anybody would be, I was really excited. I was luckier than most. I managed to get to the ranch and talk to George and find out who was fighting who, so I kind of had a bit of a heads up, and then got out here and started. One of the greatest pleasures I get is seeing that somebody can do something, even if they don't think they can do it themselves, and pushing them through it. Let's see if you did it static. It is such a cool move.
So, come down on your head, drag, boom.
Definitely know we can cut to him doing that. We know what's happening.
And just
Let's
do it real quick.
And you've got to do it to such a degree where you don't have to think about it, because you're doing it so quickly, you can't really think about it. You're not going, okay, he's coming to my shoulder, he's going to cut to my head. You've just got to, it's got to become fluid.
And action! Good. We always test shoot everything ahead of time. One of the main reasons is that we never get onto a set because they're knocked down and built as we go. So I get the blueprints from the art department. Go in there and the corridor just gets smaller.
I can just put up a little marker at the end.
Yeah. And we mark them out with tape on the floor in our rehearsal room. And we have to know when we're going through doors, we have to know when we're going to turn left and right.
Turn over.
To match the set, because otherwise you're turning straight into a wall. So we test shoot everything, just to make sure that when we get on the set for the first time, you know, it'll happen. Action! We'll shoot all the stunts as well during those tests. So we don't do it well, we just make sure it's going to work. It might be that those become digital stunts, and then those tapes are used as reference.
Looks like a wire one. Is it?
It is on, yeah, there's a rig thing.
Doesn't look real.
Or if we're doing the stunt in and out and he's doing a digi-double in the middle, he can work out exactly how that's going to go for him.
That's right, but he's got to, when he does his second kick, comes up, he hits, and he springs himself back.
Yeah, we could maybe lift him, if we're just doing the first bit from there.
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah? And then you can do the second bit. Fantastic. So once we've test shot everything, I'll then edit it on my computer. It'll go to the ranch. It allows George to look at it. He can then, anything that he doesn't like, he can change.
Let's not make this messy in front of the Chancellor.
Nick's working out the choreography and filming it just with home video and sending it to us. So we're injecting this cut footage into our videomatic sequences at this point. So George can look at the progress of how the fight scene may eventually show up.
Kill him, Anakin! Kill him!
You got the job. I've always tried to get a moving representation of what that storyboard should be. Sometimes we used bits and pieces of documentary film, sometimes we've done little stick figure animations, but it's really to create the story in a visual form that we can then relate to in terms of saying this is how long the sequence is going to be, this is the kind of shots we need, and it gives everybody, including the actors, a sense of what is going to happen and what they're trying to accomplish.
It's very important for him to be able to use the test footage that he shot to develop what both Obi-Wan and Anakin are actually physically and emotionally going through.
It was important to Nick that he instilled a story to the fight so that there was an exchange of power, and my character's meant to be the chosen one and supposed to be, you know, one of the better Jedis as far as fighting goes, and that was sort of, I think, a difficult thing to get around so that it didn't make one of us look substantially weaker than the other, and I think he kind of balanced it just perfectly.